And here we are.
Here we are.
Man, I thought y'all was going to have this show going before I got here.
Well,
what happened?
So, nothing changes in my life. And I start by saying that to say this. I'm constantly surrounded by women who tell me what to do. And the very reason why we could not start early is because the boss lady said, John ain't here. We ain't starting early. And I'm too tall to sit in his seat.
I love that. Great. I'm giving you a raise.
So here we are. How are you, Sheriff?
I'm good. I'm late, of course. I mean, what time is it? It's I don't know. My watch has stopped. This has been one of the most Ethan, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm all over the place. I come in doing about. Well, I'm not going to tell you how fast I was going when I came in.
35 miles an hour.
But it's been Monday all day long.
Mm-hmm.
All day long. I have run my rear end off trying to put out fires, and I should be getting fire chief pay, by the way. I should be making fire chief pay and sheriff pay because I spend half the day putting out fires.
Why don't you just title it as hazardous pay, and then they may be able to make that work.
We called it danger pay when I was overseas.
Danger pay.
Danger pay.
Like
yeah,
there wasn't enough danger.
You only got that when you was in theater. I mean, if you was in Jordan or somewhere, then you didn't get the danger pay. Danger pay only started when you landed in over there. Anyway, how you been, my man?
I've been good. How about you?
Been great. No complaints. Everything's been kind of good lately, and I really don't have any complaints. I'm not a complainer anyway. I mean, if people know me, they know I'm not a complainer. You know, if I'm not cold, wet, and hungry, I'm not gonna complain. But not like Blake. Blake's a complainer, but I still love him.
Yeah, yeah. I've been putting out fires. I've been running. I might as well be the fire chief. Yeah, he don't complain at all.
I only complain on Mondays. How about that?
Okay, all right. I'll give you that.
I'll admit I complain a little bit on Mondays.
So I like our guest today.
I mean, you mean that literally or figuratively?
On two ends of it. One, he's a good guy. And two, I always love it when the TWRA.
You just now figuring this out?
Comes. Oh no, I've known him for quite a while.
I think we've had you on twice.
But he hasn't been here either time.
Oh, really?
I feel like he's been avoiding me.
Well, there's generally a reason for that, right?
I get that a lot.
I did have him in the academy for a couple of days, and I was just like, gosh, that's the guy they're fixing to send out into the world. No, I love it. I love it when y'all come. It's always a good program, whether I'm a part of it or not. See, that's the great thing about it.
Well, we try to time it where y'all or you come on in August because September is
right.
Got a lot. Squirrel season opens up the end of this month, right?
August 23rd is free hunting day too.
Right, and then dove season is still Labor Day weekend.
September 1st.
Yep. And then archery is next, right?
That'll actually. We've got this velvet hunt coming up.
That's right. They added that a couple years ago.
The 24th. So, got that coming up. Dove season. Still going to be a lot of boating going on too. So.
Yeah. Well, Monday mornings, not to change. We'll get into the meat and potatoes of why you're here, Ethan. But just a little bit of a recap from last week. We had another fatal accident. We had 3 what we call 1065s. 1065s is a body, a death. We had 3 of them over the weekend. I just heard a structure fire that was being dispatched before I left the house a little while ago. I'm trying to go over in my head some of the high points of what's happened since we were last on the show. If you can think of anything, ask me because it's been.
Well, that's something that I've noticed lately too. In this line of work, and y'all know where I'm coming from. we as far as the advisement of them, the high points of the stuff that we need to know about, but at the same time, there are also low points because, somebody has a loved one that lost their life. I did hear that we had some stuff going on in the fatality and everything. I didn't dig off into it because after so long, the depressing news don't become less depressing. It just we kind of numb ourselves to it. But
yeah, I mean,
too much stuff going.
When I say high points, I don't mean like a high point that excites you or whatever. It's just something that's memorable that's happened in our community. The 3 1065s, luckily they were all natural causes.
Okay.
Nothing suspicious. But I'm trying to go through some of my text messages over the past few days.
742 dog calls and
yeah.
973 suspicious persons.
We got our new K9 deputy, K9. Well, you might as well say animal control deputy is his title. But we got him started, man. That guy's been working his rear end off.
I was glad y'all got him.
He's not sleeping.
I'm telling you, he is. He came in today, and I told him he's kind of still learning the role. And I mean, we've never had one before either, so we're kind of shooting from the hip. And I told him, I said, so once you look at the reports from over the weekend, and because I remember there was 2 dog bites that was reported in the community. One over on Marable and another one I think on Union Hill. And so he got in there and got the reports. We got him access to our reporting system, and he got in there and looked around and started going through some of the reports, those 2 from the weekend. Just
speaking of bites, didn't we have a fatality or a fatal rattlesnake bite somewhere close in this area not too long ago?
Over in Savage Gulf. Over in what county is that? Grundy. County. Yeah. Grundy. So it's not.
That's
funny.
Monteagle area, right?
Yeah, it's not funny, but the odd thing about that is, it was copperhead bite, if I'm not mistaken, and it was due to anaphylactic shock. So he got bit and he had an allergic reaction to it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of snake was it?
I think it was copperhead.
Really?
Might have been a rattlesnake.
They're not normally, copperheads aren't normally fatal, right?
No. So, of the poisonous snakes we've got in the state, none of them are typically fatal, if you can get to the hospital in enough time. But this case, he just went into shock and died. So,
that's weird.
I wonder if the heat had anything to do with it too.
I think he'd been bit before, and his body had kind of,
all right,
maybe. I don't know. He just had allergic reaction.
It's like somebody having a reaction to an antibiotic.
Yeah.
You've got people out here that's went 40 years and have taken antibiotics, here, there, several times in their life and have never had a problem. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden they have an allergic reaction. And then after that point, they will usually keep that allergic reaction to that antibiotic. Right. So y'all were able to document or at least get some information that said that this guy had been bit before.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
How old was it?
I don't know. I think he was a fairly young guy. I know very little about what happened. This is just what I've been told by other people. It's a bad deal, man.
Well, when we had our river lot down on Buffalo, it was just over in the Lewis County in Napier. And I don't know if you're familiar with that area down there. It's called Rock House.
Yeah.
No. Table Rock.
Table Rock.
Table Rock.
Uh-huh.
So Rock House is on Laurel Hill. Mm-hmm. But Table Rock, we had a lot down there before you get to the big rock at the turn in the river. And I think it was the first year or second year we bought that and was down there during the summer. And on around the curve where the rock is, there was a long, calm hole. Mm-hmm. Just a really deep, long, calm hole. And the guy that had the lot beside me, he brought this snake up that he had killed, and he said, "Is this a cottonmouth?" And I'd never seen a cottonmouth before, and it was definitely a cottonmouth. Mm-hmm. from what we could research a little bit. And he said there was 3 more of them with this one, and I killed this one. So what it was is we had mowed on this bank where that long, calm hole of water was, and we'd mowed the grass down to like 4 inches or something. Well, they was coming up onto the bank and laying in the sun in the mid-morning.
Yeah.
And so we went down there, and long story short, I think there was over 20 that we found down there.
I believe it.
And apparently it was mating season, right? I think they're categorized as a pit viper, and they mate I think every 2 or 3 years.
Really?
And there would be a ball of these cottonmouths. I guess they all get together, when they mate.
Like that.
Yeah, and so there would be a ball of them. It was the craziest thing I ever seen. I never seen so many cottonmouths. We had a guy telling us. He said, "No," he said, "You're not." He said, "We don't have any cottonmouths on buffalo." So we caught one and put it in a pillowcase and took it to him and showed him. Made a believer out of
Yeah.
it.
Well, I've been told the same thing. That's where I typically go kayak. If I go and fish and kayak somewhere, it's down through that section. And it seems like every time I go out there, I see one. And I know what one looks like. And people tell me, "Oh, you didn't see no cottonmouth." I know what a cottonmouth looks like.
Right.
And the first time you see an actual cottonmouth, you'll know that it's a cottonmouth.
They're no joke.
No.
They're no joke. They're a really fat, a little skinny neck and a head. You'll see them cruising across. You'll think it's a muskrat. Their head is so big, sticking up out of the water, cruising. They're a very intimidating snake.
Yeah.
And they're not on the bank. They're not that. You can mess with them. They'll back up and get ready to try to bite you, but they're not real fast on the bank. But you put one in the water,
Hey.
man, that sucker can get to you quick.
Really? See, I was told that they're aggressive.
They are.
Like where rattlesnakes are mostly defensive and will try
I think
to
it
back
depends.
It depends on, what time of year it is. If it's time when they've got young, they'll be really aggressive. So, but I don't want nothing to do with them altogether.
Yeah.
No. That was one of the reasons why because at the time my kids were little, and I knew if I got bit by one, especially one of them big, some of them, golly, they was as big as my forearm. Big snakes, and I remember thinking, well, if I get bit by one way down here, it's going to be iffy by the time I get somewhere and get an antidote.
Right.
Yeah.
One of my kids, because at the time I think they were 6 and 10. I don't know what kind of a chance they would stand if they got bit
So
by
you
one.
mentioned antidote. I heard not too long ago, and I apologize for interrupting. That they are actually hesitant on giving anti-venom now. Is that true? Can you throw any light on that?
Well, I can't throw much light on it. But when it comes to anti-venom, if I'm not mistaken, it all depends on the type of snake that you get bit by, because there's different types of that anti-venom. So you need to know what kind of snake that you've got bit by, and that's about all I know. So,
well, they tell you to bring either the dead snake or at least the head off the snake or something with you if you do get bit.
Yeah, a picture of it, be able to describe it, and the big thing is just staying calm and going somewhere that's got that anti-venom.
So no more ripping it open, sucking the
you're
venom
not
out.
you're not supposed to do that anymore. Just kind of wrapping it up a little bit.
Like they do in the movies.
Yeah.
Take your Bowie knife out.
Yeah, put some tobacco in it.
Yeah.
So when I went to EMTIV school, we hit a little bit on that. And the reason I'm asking, 20 years ago, a lot has changed. But one of the funniest things about EMT school was like, should you, respond to a snake bite and one that they think it may be poisonous, please tell. And this instructor was just like, would you please go tell them idiots that the last thing they need to do is try sucking that venom out?
Yep.
Because if Bubba has a cavity, all right, and he is successful,
Yeah.
to sucking that in his mouth. Now he has 2 areas of exposure of that snake's venom, and his statistics just diminished a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That just brought me back to that. I thought that's hilarious. So I'm not scared of snakes, but I'm just scared of what they can do.
Well, I'm not letting one get close enough to bite me. You know, I have a rule, right? You know, I'm not going to let anybody come up and get in my face. You know, I'm gonna back off, and I'm gonna give you a warning and say, don't get in my space. You know, say what you got to say here. Same thing with a snake. Snake tries to get in my space, I'm gonna have a little bit of a talk with him. If it don't work, then
just tell him a story.
he's gonna see Jesus and Mary and the disciples. And I wonder if snakes go to heaven.
I doubt it.
Judging by where the first snake came from, I'd say
It's
probably
doubtful.
not.
It's doubtful. So I mean, what if you're not even a poisonous snake? What if you're a good snake, like a chicken snake, and you kill other bad snakes?
All I know to tell you is the Bible says that there's enmity between man and snake. As far as I'm concerned, there ain't no snakes going to
So
hell.
you think if you're born a snake,
that's all you
if
know.
you're born a snake, you're going to hell?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know where you go, but
Since it ain't heaven.
I know there's peace in heaven.
Yeah.
Where them things are, I don't think there's no peace.
Yeah. And,
There's peace in heaven, but there wouldn't be none if there was a bunch of snakes up there running around.
like I told you, that farm, we got, it's great. We just got a new piece of land. I'm excited. And like 2 weeks later, my daddy's like, yeah, boy, it's pretty down there, but I don't know about being the rattlesnake and copperhead capital of Lawrence County. And I'm just like, huh?
Really?
No, you knew we were getting it. You couldn't have said something like before closing.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm not scared, but I'm scared of what they can do. That just scares the far out of me.
So, with my job, I get to do all kinds of neat stuff, neat training, whatnot. But I got sent to a snake handling class this past week, and they give you tongs and stuff and snake hooks. And they got out several snakes there, and they wanted us to practice hooking these snakes. And the first one they got out was it was some exotic, non-venomous snake. Mm-hmm. But the thing could crawl 100 miles an hour, and it stretched from like me to you. And so I go to hooking this thing, and it starts crawling up my pole. I'm like, it's all I can do not to throw this thing down and stomp it. And anyway, so they're
He's a big guy, too. If he stomps it one time, it's toast.
they're letting us, and this is an expensive snake, and they're like, all right, you've done good with that. Now we're going to get some venomous snakes out. I was like, I thought we'd practice with the non-venomous snakes a little bit longer first.
Right, let's get comfortable.
So the next thing they get out is a dang copperhead, and that thing's pretty docile, So I'm hooking it, and I'm putting it in the bucket and stuff. They're like, all right, let's move on to the next one. And I ain't kidding. They bring out an eastern rattlesnake, and the thing is that big around.
Wow.
And it stretches from me to that camera.
Oh my gosh. And I'd be like, no.
And they're like,
no.
all right, they give you this snake bag. They're like, all right, try to get that thing in there. And I'm hooking the thing. I'm trying to pick it up. I can't pick the thing up with one hand. And that thing's just rattling its tail. And I'm like, why in the world did I agree to come and do this? But, I mean, I made it out of the training without incident. I didn't get bit. But
And you didn't kill a snake.
I didn't kill a snake,
No.
So that'd look bad,
No.
wildlife officers stomping snakes.
So was that the only point of the court? No other animals or nothing, just snakes.
Just snakes,
And how long was that school?
We were there for
I like where you're going with this.
we were there for like 4 hours.
Your guy's in.
4 hours.
Your dog guy just become a dual purpose.
I need, our don't say dog guy. He's an animal control
animal
deputy.
control. Oh, I like the
But
word
they
dog.
wouldn't let us use the snake tongs because it's like them trash picker up thing.
Yeah, you gotta.
And they said it would break the thing's ribs. And I'm like,
So do you have a little hook you had to hold the head
you gotta
down?
use the hook,
So is it easy as you see on TV?
Oh no, it takes some practice to get good at handling them things, because they're slithering around.
Nope,
Yeah.
ain't going.
Did they give you some chaps, some snake chaps or boots?
They didn't give me any snake chaps. Now they did give me some of them big fancy welding gloves. So, but I didn't have them on at the time.
I don't know if I would have done that
Can't do it.
unless you gave me like one of those knight's armor
chain mail or whatever.
That mesh.
Yeah, that mesh.
Give me a shark suit. I'll try one with a shark suit on. So we have rattlesnakes, copperheads, cottonmouths, and do we still have those? What's the other ones?
There's
Coral snake.
coral snakes. Now we've got, if you've got a coral snake around, that's a big deal. Now we've got scarlet king snakes. They're very similar to the coral snake, and I think Jackie Hurd, he got a picture of one the other day and sent it to me, and I was looking at it. You know, because they got the old saying, red on yellow kill a fella, black on
Blue on green.
something you're
Make
fine
you
or
green.
something. But we've got
Red
those
on
scarlet
white.
king
I'm
snakes.
usually running before it can be identified.
Yeah, they're not very common. They're more of like a Georgia thing, but they are around.
Yeah, I've never seen one. I haven't seen, but I can probably count the rattlesnakes that I've seen in the wild on one hand that were alive. Just never seen that many in the part of the county where I'm from. But now you get down there around West Point and some of the other areas.
All in Rocky Outcrops.
Yeah. There's a lot more of them down there, and I hope they stay down there. It'd be perfectly fine with me if they all stayed down there.
And water moccasin and the cottonmouth are the same thing, pretty much.
Well, people use them interchangeably.
Okay.
You know, most of the time when somebody's talking about a water moccasin, they've usually seen a little water snake, plain belly water snake or something, and which nobody knows the difference a lot of times, but
Most time with a cottonmouth, from my experience, you can tell by the way they move across the water.
yeah,
You see
they kind of skim right across the top of the water.
You see a water snake. It's almost completely up out of the water, moving. Some of those cottonmouths we seen down there in Buffalo, you wouldn't see nothing but the head and just a
Kind of
little
like a
bit,
submarine.
just a little bit of their neck. But like I said, man, they're just such an intimidating looking snake. They're an ugly snake. They're an old dirty mud colored gray.
Kind of blackish gray,
And got like a cream colored belly on them, and they're just in their face, man. I mean, if you look at a pit viper, if you Google one on the phone, look at the way their face. They got a little short snout, and
See,
they're just a bad, intimidating looking.
when you have
snake.
an expert technique like I have developed over the years, okay, it's hard to become
running away from 'em?
It's hard to become educated when you're running from them.
Yeah,
But you know what? Ain't been bit.
Ain't been bit yet,
Ain't bit
but you can
yet.
run.
Yeah.
Now you can't run like you used
I
to. You
can't
better
run.
hope you
That's
don't.
why I ain't been in the woods.
the only time I've ever been bit by a snake, I deserved it. We were swimming one day, and I was gonna try to mess with my wife. There was a water snake come crawling across there. I picked it up, and I was gonna throw it real quick. Well, no sooner than I put my hands on that thing reached up and bit me. And I danced a jig like you've never seen before.
Did it hurt?
Oh no, I mean it felt like a catfish biting you or something. You know? But I still screamed like a little girl.
Oh, how bad?
And afterwards, I got to thinking, I was like, was that a non-venomous snake? You know, I
Oh,
was
that
just
would tear me up.
Like I'm having a headache and I'm sweating. You know,
My chest is getting heavy.
I need to go get antivenom.
You should have just slapped it, spit it out.
Well, now you're not supposed to do that. So
Do we still have what's that snake that flattens its neck and
you're talking
stands
about
up?
the hog nose. Kind of looks like a cobra.
We called them a spread niner. Is what we called them growing
spread
up.
niner.
A spread niner.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're a common looking snake, but when you startle them, they'll flatten their neck out and stand up, and they'll look like a cobra.
Those actually are poisonous, but they're rear fang snakes, so they can't really get a bite on you.
Really.
Yeah.
So years ago,
Spread nanner, like a banana.
well, you got to say it fast. A spread niner.
Spread nanner. Okay.
So, years ago, I was playing golf up at Dixie Oaks, and we were playing with this guy. He's an older dude back then. He's probably dead and gone. I can't really remember his name. I just remember he's really tall, and he wore these real pretty, like, golf shorts and golf shirts, and I guess he was a pretty well-off guy, too. But we were on number 8, and he had hit his approach shot down off the edge of the green in some bushes. And he was like I said, he was a tall guy. He's probably 6'2", 6'3", maybe a little bit taller, and lanky. And he was down there, and he had his club, and he was digging around in them bushes looking for his ball. And we were up there, chipping down to the hole or whatever. and we heard a scream like what you described, like it sounded like a young girl screaming, and he come running out of them bushes. And I mean, he was an older dude. He was in his 70s, and he looked like a football. He looked like a football player coming out of them bushes, screaming like a little girl. And he was yelling. He said, "There's a cobra there." He said, "There's a cobra chasing me." And I said, "What?" His name was Larry. Now I remember it. I said, "Larry," I said, "what are you talking?" He said, "There's a cobra and it's chasing me." And so we got down there. Of course, we all wanted to see the cobra, you know, and it was one of those spread nanners. And he'd stepped on it and it shot up out of the bushes and flared its neck out and put him in a fit, man.
So what is the technical name for the
Hog nose.
Hog nose.
Hog nose.
Yeah.
That's a little bit better than what I said. Sounds a little bit better.
Yeah. Say it's hot. Yeah.
Spread nanner. I've never heard of
Now,
it.
ask your daddy. Your daddy will back me up on that. So, what have we got changed this year as far as any seasons, laws?
Yeah, there's a few changes. You know, I'm sure a lot of you, or you know, a lot of people have been asking me about the baiting deal.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it passed legislation, but it's not for this hunting season. So it's for the 26-27 hunting season.
I got you.
So it's still got to go through the Wildlife Commission as far as establishing what permits you're gonna have to buy and what, you know, all the fine details. But that is on the books for next year.
So not even this season, not even next year.
Not this season. It'll be for the 26-27 hunt year. We're going into the 25-26.
Yeah, I got you.
So for somebody that doesn't have Facebook, no social media, what is this new bait law you speak of?
So in the past, it's been completely illegal to hunt deer over bait.
Okay.
Which in the past several years, a lot of these border states have allowed it, and it's been brought up at legislation for the past several years, trying to get it passed through and everything, and it finally went through this year, where you can hunt over bait, deer hunt, and which you'll have to purchase a permit for it, landowners and you know everyone that wants to hunt over bait. But yeah, that's going into effect 26-27 hunt year.
Is there any? What's the law's description of bait?
So that'll be like corn, you know, any sort of grain. I don't think, which, like I said, it's got to go through the commission first to go through all of these fine details like that. But it'll be absolutely corn, grain, minerals. You know, like these blocks you can buy at co-op and stuff that have got all these different types of grains.
Yeah, the apple flavored, molasses flavored stuff. You know, because wasn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but before the law passed, bait was considered anything with protein in it. Is that right? Because you can still put out trace mineral blocks and salt blocks and stuff, but if it had,
as long as it didn't have any sort of grain in it. Or artificial sweeteners, you know, like molasses or like these apple crush blocks, you know, the beets, sugar beets. As long as it didn't have anything like that in it, you know, and it was just plain salt and trace minerals, you could hunt over that.
Yeah.
See, I've always thought that if you were hunting over bait, you wasn't qualified to be a hunter anyway. So, you know, that's you gotta get
well, I mean, there's
put some effort into it.
There's good sides and bad sides to it. I mean, it's like any other law or any other. You know, people are going to abuse it to a certain extent. But for me, I'm a big archery hunter. Bow season is my favorite time, and you have to get a deer in range, you know, to get a good shot. Even with the new equipment and the changes in technology and all that stuff, you still have to get a deer close enough to shoot with an arrow. And what that does is it helps you get that deer in closer so you can make a better shot. I'm guilty of it too. I've taken shots on deer with my bow. It was just too far. But I mean, I mean, what you see is a perfect broadside shot of a deer that you think might be 40 yards, and you range it, and it's like 50 something, and you're thinking, well, I got a 50-yard pin on my bow, I'll take a chance. And then you wind up wounding a lot of animals. So if in my opinion, that's going to be the perfect time for me to do it. As a landowner, is get something out there to get them in closer to make a better shot. I can see where some people would believe it's just not ethical to take
I didn't say it wasn't ethical.
take an animal, you know, that's well. I mean, listen, and this was always the argument I made. We had, you know, the family farm in Summertown that I've hunted on ever since I was big enough to hunt. Was always a really good place to hunt. We never had a problem finding deer and filling up the freezer. And then there was a time when the 700 acres beside us sold. They logged it, and then it sold, or something. And anyway, they dozed in some food plots, cleared some land for food plots, and they sold. I don't know how many food plots, and I don't know. I remember I sneaked over there a long time ago when I was like in my early 20s or mid 20s or something, and they had really big, pretty green food plots, and all the deer left our property and went over there.
Yeah,
you know, and they were killing them all. But you know, if I'd have been able to took a wheelbarrow full of corn and dumped out on the ground, you know, maybe I could have drawed some of them back too.
I'm not advocating either way, but the average hunter, you know, they're not going to have the same capabilities to plant the food plots, you know, and to all the equipment that it takes to do that. So I could see how it could benefit some people.
So another question that came to mind: has this new legislation, has the CWD issue helped that come along?
I think it's hurt it the past several years. You know, because in these CWD positive counties, you're not even supposed to put out trace minerals or salt or any sort of grain, corn, even for pictures, much less hunting over it. But it's actually a violation in the CWD counties to even put the stuff out like people do in front of their trail cameras and whatnot. So
I was wondering because, you know, is this an attempt in order to get rid of more CWD deer, or?
I don't know. I wouldn't think so. It's been a lot of people been pushing for it.
I got you.
Landowners, I would say, especially
pushing for it.
Because it's like you said, not everybody has the resources and the time to put out, you know, 10, 15 acres of food plots on their property and maintain them and stuff. And
I think it just got to the point because, you know, like Kentucky, Alabama, you know, they've all legalized it. And it's just got to the point where we're the last holdout here. What's the point, you know? That might have been halfway the reason. So
yeah. I mean, and it goes back to your land, it's your property. I mean, you should be able to take the steps necessary to keep deer on your property and not going over to the 700 acres on the other side where the other guys are just, yeah, they're having a great year, you know, and I'm over there watching the squirrels run around, you know, where I'm hunting at. But, yeah, so, I mean, I think there's good points and bad points to it. There was, I mean, the laws always... You've always been able to put corn out and other grains, but you, correct me if I'm wrong, you had to have it up 10 days or 2 weeks before you hunted over?
It had to be completely gone 10 days prior to you hunting it.
There was a company, I went to a SHOT Show up in Nashville years ago, and there was a company that made this bait, and it was I think it was corn, but it was flavored with some other kind of, it was flavored with something too, right? Yeah. And it smelled like, it almost smelled like kids' cereal or something, you know. It had a real sweet, but it was bait. And then you bought it, and you bought a jug of the attractant with it. So you'd put the bait out, and you would draw all the deer in. You would keep it out and keep the deer there. And then 10 days, you would get it all up, but you would still pour the attractant out that smelled the same as the bait.
Okay.
So the deer would still keep coming looking for it because the odor was there, but there wasn't nothing there, which was a pretty good idea. But man, it was expensive. I mean,
I don't know that.
Yeah, I think it had something in there too that got them strung out.
gonna
Boy,
say-
that guy was talking. Yeah, he
I
said,
bet it worked like a charm if they came up with the idea. Hey, not only is this a good scent for them, to go to, we can now, use an attractant afterwards, and man,
yeah.
that's genius.
it's a pretty good idea. But I never did it. I mean, where I hunt, part of the property where I hunt is big timber, and you don't have a good hunting season in there unless you have a lot of acorns. If you have a bumper crop of acorns, you have a good year. But if you don't have many acorns, you just don't see them in there. They're looking for something else. But so that's probably the number one. What else? Is there anything else that you can think of as far as bag limits or krill limits? Or?
No changes to the bag limits. Last year, I don't know if we talked about turkey season. Dropped it down to 2 birds. You can only kill 1 jake. You can no longer kill a bearded hen. So that changed last year. You'll like this year. They've made it where you can wear, how you have to wear blaze orange when you're rifle hunting? You can now wear blaze pink.
Blaze
I
pink.
have been praying for that.
You can wear blaze
Straight
pink.
up.
Yeah.
Listen, ever since I seen him dye his hair pink after that one contest, I mean,
Is blaze pink? Is that like hot flaming homo pink or?
oh Lord, dear Lord, please forgive us for our sins and trespasses. To all our listeners out there.
Well, I meant to say flaming hot pink. Yeah.
I don't think you did your disclaimer there.
Oh,
Did you?
thank
You
you.
haven't done your disclaimer.
Yeah, I don't have to say one.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing that I slip out on today. I'm doing okay.
Yeah. So now that we're bringing stuff to light, I am a city employee. The thoughts and views that I have
There's not even no point in doing it now.
are my own. My opinions and views, and especially the sheriff's, are in no way, shape, or form reflect the opinions, views, discussions, comments that the city of Lawrenceburg or
job.
the Lawrenceburg
Good
Police
job.
Department may
We
have.
appreciate that. So tell me about this hot pink.
Yeah, I mean,
You still got to wear the 500 inches?
it's got to be 500 inches. So I assume, you can wear like an orange hat and a pink vest, or you can swap it out if you want to.
I wonder if they're going to make the woodland pink.
Hey, I've got one ordered.
Have you really?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Let's get some, Blake. We'll wear them on next week's show or 2-week show.
Don't make promises you won't keep, because I know he won't.
I don't know. I dyed my hair pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I mean,
No, sir. Yes, you did, but it went. We had a negotiation. Well, we had an understanding, an arrangement. If we met X amount of dollars, then the sheriff and some other people would dress up like they'd wear a dress, but right at the last minute somebody had to back out on us and was the sole just hair dyer and not the dress
I draw a line.
Yeah.
There's a line that I draw every now and then, and wearing a dress is just
That's just part of
it's
it.
not happening. It's not happening.
That's not me either.
But I do think that's funny that they've changed that now.
Yep.
And,
That's new. So
now let me ask you, how many times did they try to push that before it passed?
I don't know if they ever tried to.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Some of the goofiest stuff,
Uh-huh.
and no offense to those people out there that won't blaze pink, but some of the goofiest stuff can go the first round,
Yeah.
and some others just take forever. So what else has changed? What else is new?
Let me look here. We do these hunting guys, and I've got y'all one.
Yeah, is this the
believe
same one?
This is what you had to have before smartphones.
Yeah.
right.
So if you look right here under hunting and trapping regulations, it'll be on page 47.
I got your notes now.
It says what's new, and we do that every year.
What page?
Page 47. And any kind of changes, this will be good for all the listeners out there too. Any kind of changes that happen will be on that page. So
let me ask you this: my son and my daughter have their sports license, and they get a book in the mail every so often. Is this what's coming to them?
yes,
Okay.
yep, that'll
Awesome.
be coming to them. So
So blaze paint,
that's-
public hunting areas.
That's really the big two changes. I mean, there's a few things like with the waterfowl seasons and the bear hunting, which we haven't got any of that goes on around here.
Was there a bear in
But
pain?
can we?
Listen, I'm glad you said that.
That is something.
Tell us
I
about this bear and
totally-
piney.
I should have put my foot in my mouth. Yes.
Well, I done have.
Yeah.
You're right.
So we did have a black bear come through Lawrence County.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gone right now, as far as I know.
It ain't gone.
To be honest with
ain't
you,
gone.
I love. It ain't gone.
It ain't gone.
How do you know?
Without going into detail about where our farm is, what I will say is my father-in-law and my brother-in-law lived in Alaska. Went up there looking for gold.
Yeah.
You know, had a time up there. But they stayed up there for about 2 years, and we found some interesting scat on the farm.
Yeah.
And my wife called her daddy and her brother in, and you know, they're both just like, oh me,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what I think it is. And then
It's probably possum.
it probably was. But anyways, so he may be gone, but I think he likes to come back.
Well, you know, we usually have one come through every year, you know, but they don't stay long. And I don't think we don't have the populations like what people think.
So when you
But
say
they
come
will
through,
come through.
where do you think he's coming from and going to?
This one, we tracked it all the way. When I say track, we didn't have a collar on it, but we were able to, via trail cameras, people sending us pictures, sightings, track it from like Ardmore, you know, all the way up through Mount Zion, all the way through Leoma, out to Piney, and the last I heard, it was over in Lauderdale County somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, that maybe it's making its way back. I hope not.
I don't know.
I love bears, but to be honest with you, I don't want them here because really, in all honesty, all they are is a big dang raccoon.
Okay. That's a
Yeah.
big raccoon.
It's a big raccoon.
But I want a rug. I want a bearskin rug on my floor. I
Well,
wish we'd get them here.
with the right permit and the right guy,
I got invited.
you could probably.
I did. I got invited by another sheriff over in what's that county way? It's on the Carolina line.
Unicoi.
It might be Unicor. It might be north or south of Unicor.
Green.
It's Green.
Cock.
I think it was Greene County maybe. I could go through my app
That's
on
some
my
pretty
phone
country
and
over
find out. Yeah, he invited me over. He's got a friend that went to high school with that hunts them. So he got me in contact with that guy. And man, you talk about he calls me up while I'm over at the conference, and he told me who he was, and he said I heard you want to go bear hunting.
That's when you
It's
know
not
you had the right guy.
It wasn't bear, it's bar. And I said, man, I'd love to. He said, well, come on over. And he gave me a couple of dates because I think there's a season for there's a split season or something for him. I can't remember what it was, but anyway, and it didn't work out where I could get off and go over there. He said, and they hunt with dogs, you know. And he said it ain't no joke. He said, and you come over, you hunt with us, we hunt. He said, be prepared to walk a minimum of 5 miles a day and up down hollers and mountains. And
So is it a lottery? Because obviously they just can't handle. Oh, really? I thought
It's not like elk hunting. So
so. As many people want to go buy a permit to try to bag them a bear, they can go up and apply.
you know, I don't keep up with the bear regulations like I probably ought to because we don't have any of that goes on around here. But yeah, I mean, there's no lottery.
That's correct. And so the video that I was shown from the guy that took the video, like his dog, they're going down like an ATV trail, and his dogs are running beside this bear. You know, you can tell the dogs are not being aggressive, but they're yelping. You know, they're talking to him, and it's like it ain't even phasing this bear.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just galloping along.
It was a juvenile bear. You know, if it would have been one with any sort of age or experience, because I saw that video.
Okay.
Because that bear would have killed them dogs.
Really?
Oh yeah, there was at one point in that video where the bear was running down through there, and this one dog kind of trots out in front of it, and it's just kind of looking around. The bear does everything but run it over. That dog would have been dead if it would have been one that had any sort of age on it.
That's crazy.
What's the elk herd looking like now in Tennessee?
It's
Any
progressively getting bigger.
idea? Do you think we'll ever see it the day? I mean, well, I know we will, but how much longer do you think it will be when there's a non-quota or a quota hunt on them?
I don't know. I don't think it'll be anytime soon.
You don't think they're that?
No.
They're doing that good.
Thriving that good.
I would love to be able to get drawn for one of those. That would be that'd be the hunt of a lifetime.
Oh,
to
yeah.
hunt elk right here in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Where's the primary population for the elk in Tennessee?
Well, it's going to be over there at that Fontana Dam area, over there right on the East Tennessee line.
Okay.
Right over there with North Carolina and in that area. So that's where you're going to see the most.
I don't know if I've ever had elk meat. Is it pretty good?
Oh, it's awesome.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Good.
It's not as gamey as deer. It's not like it probably don't have the flavor in my opinion. What I had is like beef,
Okay.
like a good Angus steak or a loin or something, but it's real close.
And that's where I was going with that because, like, I don't know how many people in this area has had a true bison steak. Mm-hmm. But listen, I'm sitting in Colorado, and I'm pretty sure it was Ted's. Ted's Montana Grill. They got one in Nashville now, as a matter of fact. But this one, I think, was like the first one. I'm in Colorado at a drug school. And, I noticed that they had buffalo on the menu, and I also noticed that it was kind of pricey. But I was like, you know what? I'm in Colorado. We're out here learning some serious stuff. I'm going to splurge a little bit. So I did.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm talking. Y'all may eat it 3 times a week, and you listen. The best steak I have. The first bite, I could immediately tell the difference, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm thinking about coming back before we go home." I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah.
So, is that what you're kind of comparing it to? Like, if you think deer's good, then
Well, in my opinion, deer is it's gamey. And if you think you can take like a hind quarter or something and cut steaks out and fry them on a grill and they're going to be like a good prime ribeye or something, you're mistaken. You know. But most of the time when I kill a deer, I get the majority of it ground up into burger and add a little beef fat to it. And then, I'll take the back strap. But that somebody gave us a one side of a elk back strap, and it was enormous.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just it looked like a cow back strap, and we sliced it up and grilled it, and it was like the hit. It was the hit of the party.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody wanted some. Caribou's really good. I had some caribou give to me a couple of years ago. Moose. Yeah, it's all just a little bit gamier than, which, I mean, they're wild animals, so, it makes sense that they are.
oh man, you get my stomach growling now.
So, I don't know if y'all have heard that I think I'm going to take up falconry.
Falconry.
Yeah.
I need to talk to Tanner.
Well, I'm talking with one of my deputies is a master falconer.
Yeah, Joey.
Yep.
Yep.
And so we've been kicking it around, and he can take me on as an apprentice.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah, you gotta pass a test, and then
So
you gotta
become a falconer, say it.
a falconer.
A falconer and falconry, right? Is that how you probably say? I think my nephew did that in
See,
Lewis.
once you reach that master falconer, what's the word I'm looking for? Once you reach that level, you can take on an apprentice. I think you can take on 2 or 3 apprentices at one time to help them get started. You got to pass a test and buy the permit, and then you have to build a place for the bird, and it's got to be inspected by them to make sure it's up to the standards. And then you go trap a bird, and the only bird that you can trap there's two, I think, but a red-tailed hawk is the main one that everybody traps around here. It's got to be less than a year old, I think. So you can tell that. You can tell a juvenile by the color of their tail feathers. If they haven't turned red yet, then they're apparently underage. So that's what you're looking for, is an underage, less than a year old. And you trap it, and then you take it home, and you start training with it.
So what mainly people do? Just hunt with it?
They hunt with them. It's pretty neat. You need to go with somebody if you've never experienced that, because it's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been watching. There's a million YouTube videos on there, and it's some interesting stuff, And I just think it would be just really cool.
It makes you want one.
My luck, I would get a hawk that had been hit by a car, okay, and then when I set him loose, he'd come back with a cottonmouth. That would be my luck.
And you gotta look at what I got.
That I would be over. That is amazing.
Oh, goodness.
So how do they? So I guess is it kind of like dogs with dope? I mean, are you introducing them an animal?
I think it from what Joey was telling me, it's a reward base. You
try to keep them at a certain weight, from what I understand.
Okay.
You try to keep them at a certain weight where they're not hungry. You're not mistreating them. Okay,
but they're hungry.
But you're not overfeeding them.
just like a drug dog, just like a canine.
So when you take them out, and they're a little bit hungry, they want to find something. And that's...
So what prevents them from just catching it, going to a tree versus bringing it back to you? Just discipline?
It's repetition.
That's why you want to get them at a young age.
They get used to coming back to you, because when they come back and land, you give them a snack.
Gotcha. Okay. Kind of like a toy.
It's just like the same thing.
Awesome.
It's a reward.
See that now?
Would that not be cool though? To be able to take a bird out and let it hunt for you? And
and
to me, that would just be cool.
It is cool until you're meeting somebody and then you don't call them a falconer.
Or you walk into a room, and they introduce you, and you walk in, you got a big bird on your arm, put on a roost. See, I had a really intimidating German Shepherd.
You're wanting to take it to the river, ain't you?
No, I just think it would be. I think it would be cool, man.
I agree. That amazes me that they can do that.
Once you get a master falconer status, you can actually have a bald eagle.
That's where I was going with how amazing it is that you can, we went to a stadium, and I don't remember if it was in Cincinnati or San Diego, but we were at a game and they released a bald eagle. Most people are amazed to see that very beautiful bird, circling the stadium or what. To me, that wasn't the amazing part. The amazing part is that he knew out of the 80,000 people that was there where he needed to go back to. Mm-hmm. That to me was the cool part.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's a little amazing about it.
So what does somebody need to do if they hit a deer late at night?
Well, I guess it depends on if they want to keep it or not. Does THP, are they still doing the reports on the deer damage?
I don't know.
I don't know. What we tell people is if they call, if they ask me, I'll just say get pictures. I mean, if the animal's dead, get pictures, and just go on home and report it to your insurance the next day. Mm-hmm. If it's late at night. So can people take the deer with them?
They can. But, with that being said, though, they've got to call. It doesn't have to be us. It can be any sort of law enforcement. Mm-hmm. And, say, hey, I hit this deer with my car. I want to keep it. And you can make the determination whether you want to allow that or not. So they've got to do that within a certain amount of time.
So, I mean, what if we get there and it's got like 4 bullet holes and an arrow in it?
Then let me know. Then let me know, because that's probably something nefarious going on.
The cause of death would be changed at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, well, hold on.
It's been shot 4 times and then somebody run it over.
Hold on. Come on, but let your investigative techniques come back. They could have hit it.
Yeah.
And it not died.
Yeah.
And then you feel sorry for it.
Okay.
So you take your 30-30 with your scope. And
30-30 with a scope.
you put it out of its misery.
It's one of the things where I might have hit that 10 point there. Let me shine my light on it and see if I actually did. Oh, yeah.
He's dead. Now let's go throw him in the road.
Yeah. Run over him real quick.
Oh, man. Anything else you can think of, Ethan? We need to run by. We're about out of time. Appreciate you coming out and sitting down with us. It's always a joy. I could talk. It's a welcome change for me to
They're
talk
great.
about something. People know I'm a passionate outdoorsman. You know, I don't get to hunt and fish like I used to, but when I retire one day, I'm going to hunt and fish the rest of my
There you
days.
go.
That's my plan anyway.
Well, I'll just tell your listeners there, I'm a nice guy. If y'all got something going on, y'all give me a call. I'll be glad to help.
He's not only nice, he's fair.
I try to be.
He is. He's a good.
No, we got great. I'm telling you, I was bragging on y'all the other day. We've got great game wardens in this area now. I know I don't know all of them, but we got really good ones right now. All right, we got to wrap it up. It's 10. Yeah, it's 5 seconds.
All right. Say bye.
See y'all in 2 weeks.